Stop retouching your lines and damaging the skin. It's time to master the single pass. I'm Ben, and today I'll show you how to pull flawless, solid lines in one go without any trauma. Let's get it. Alright, since you all know how to lay a perfect stencil, let's not waste time. I'm using Tattoo Pharma Transferillo for that rock-solid grip. And I'll dry it with a hairdryer for a few minutes to lock it in. Here is the exclusive design for you. Go ahead and take a screenshot now to use for your practice. Now, let's jump straight into the first and most important part, the machine settings. All right, guys. If your tattoo machine is like this Poseidon model with an adjustable stroke, set it to 3.6 or even higher. But if you're using a machine like this EZ, where the stroke isn't adjustable, don't worry. Most of these machines are set to 3.5, which is perfectly fine. To show you that professional results are possible with standard gear, I'll be performing this tutorial using the EZ machine. This time, I'm stepping away from Panthera to try something special, Kokai Sumi. Inspired by Japanese tradition, but made in the heart of Los Angeles, USA. This 100% vegan ink has incredibly rich pigments. But along with the tutorial, I'll be showing you my tests and personal experiences. Plus, I have a special surprise for you at the end. By the way, what black ink brand are you using? Let me know in the comments so other artists can find out which black works best for line work or packing. Let's learn from each other's experiences. So stay tuned. Let's pull that first line. For these bold graffiti lines, I'm using an RL18 quadrant needle. I set the needle hang around 2.5 to 3 millimeters, which helps me see the tip clearly and control the depth with much more precision. My machine speed is at 7.5. But keep in mind, this is just a reference and depends on your hand speed. Now look, the most critical part is that your machine should always maintain an angle between 80 to 90 degrees relative to the skin. Remember, never tilt the machine toward yourself or to the side while pulling a line, because that mistake causes the ink to spread under the surface layers instead of being planted correctly, leaving you with a faded, shaky line. Even worse is trying to fix it by going over the same path multiple times. That leads to skin trauma and blowouts. So find a solid anchor point to eliminate vibration. For long lines, use your wrist and elbow together for a smooth stroke. Regarding depth, hand pressure is key. For real skin and clients, make sure to use a 3-way stretch to keep the surface as smooth as paper. Later on, I'll intentionally make those tilting and overworking mistakes so you can see the disaster it creates. Before we move forward, if you're finding these tips helpful, make sure to hit that like button and drop your questions in the comments. I respond to all of them. Now, here's a crucial point. Many people get anxious when they see me pick a massive needle like the RL18, fearing the loss of detail. Listen, don't worry if the edges of your lines don't look sharp or thin enough right now. Tattooing is a step-by-step process. In the next steps, you'll see how we use smaller needles to go back and add that needle-sharp finish to those edges. A key technique to remember: in graffiti-style tattoos, structure is everything. Focus on solid, consistent ink packing first. Remember, shaky hands usually come from stress or lack of a solid anchor point, so take a deep breath and let the machine do the work. Don't overpress, the skin has its limits. We're here to create art, not trauma. Stay with me because things are about to get even more exciting. Now it's time for the fine details. I've switched to an RL5 needle to pull thinner lines and sharpen those edges from the bold needle into something miniature and precise. But don't think this is the end. There's still one more needle left for the ultimate detail, which we'll get to right after this. The key technique here is to start from the end of the thick line and use a flicking motion, a whip stroke, to taper the edge outwards until it fades perfectly. Remember, when working with fine needles, your depth and hand pressure become much more sensitive, so make sure your anchor point is rock solid. We're giving the design its character now, creating those razor-sharp graffiti edges. This contrast between bold and fine lines is what makes your work look 3D and professional. Take your time with these details, because the difference between artists is found in these final few millimeters. Now for the most sensitive needle, the RL3. Working with this is incredibly delicate. Any tiny vibration, even one you don't feel, will show up clearly in your line. Remember, more needles mask shakes, but with RL3, there's nowhere to hide. Hand pressure and angle are vital here. Pressure must be light and controlled, because this needle acts like a blade. Also, any angle shift will change your line width. Pro tips for this stage: use breath control, lower your machine speed, and use a double anchor with your wrist and pinky finger. I rushed a bit here just to show you exactly how speed affects your precision and leads to unwanted shakes.
Now, that surprise I told you? This synthetic skin or fake skin feels exactly like real skin. The texture and surface make it feel like you're tattooing on a real person. I'll drop the links for all the products I use in the comments, and you can use code BENTATTOO for a special discount on your purchase.
Now, time to keep my promise and show you what happens if your angle is off. The line fades, forcing you to press harder, which only ends up damaging the skin. On this high-quality skin, you can clearly see how overworking a line creates a total disaster. Ultimately, for a smooth, solid black fill, or even for those bold lines, I recommend using RM or RS needles. Use a semicircular back-and-forth motion, overlapping your previous pass, so you get a solid result in one go without causing trauma to the skin. Make sure to check out the suggested videos at the end, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Good luck!